Episode 28 of Uncle Benny. For Oliver's sake. Oliver stood by the roadside, staring blankly ahead as his friends shouted for him to chase the football, rolling farther away. Absent-minded, he did not respond. He kept looking straight ahead until, finally, he turned toward his friends, heard their calls, and slowly walked after the football. When he returned, still moving sluggishly, the boys complained. "What's wrong with you?" one asked. "Is it your dad and mom again?" another added, mocking him. The others laughed. Oliver said nothing. Soon the boys resumed their game. They were all neighborhood children around the same age. At 9 years old, Oliver was quiet and reserved. He was the only child of Mr. and Mrs. Leno, a couple notorious in their neighborhood for their constant loud fights. At times, the arguments spilled into the street, forcing neighbors to intervene. That was why Oliver had been staring so intently. The street ahead was where he lived. As he went to retrieve the football, he saw his parents shouting at each other, stepping out of their house in anger. Moments later, still yelling, they forced their way back inside. Oliver watched from a short distance before turning again toward his friend's calls. He had grown used to his parents' fights, so used that even shouting, shoving, and harsh words no longer startled him. One morning, on his way to school, Oliver noticed activity near his house. A van filled with household items was parked in front of an empty building, suggesting a new neighbor had arrived. He slowed his steps to watch as the van was unloaded. Soon, a man stepped out and began carrying items inside. When he noticed Oliver watching, he waved. "Hello, boy. I'm new here. You can call me Uncle Benny," the man said. Oliver simply nodded and continued on to school. That afternoon, Oliver returned home to find a small crowd outside his parents' house. Another fight, he thought, unfazed. As expected, his parents argued loudly while neighbors tried to intervene. "This has gotten out of hand," someone shouted. "They frighten us. We've called the police several times, but they never change," a woman told Uncle Benny, who observed quietly. Oliver slipped into the house unnoticed, ignoring the commotion. Later that evening, a knock came at the door. Oliver, sitting in the living room watching a cartoon, opened it. Uncle Benny stood. Oliver wondered what he wanted. His mother greeted Uncle Benny warmly. "Hello, sir. You are the new neighbor, right? Please come in." Uncle Benny smiled politely and declined refreshments. "Where is Mr. Leno?" he asked. "He should be around," Mrs. Leno replied vaguely. Then she added, "I'm sorry, I forgot your name." "My name is Beni," he said calmly. Just then, Mr. Leno walked in and shook Uncle Benny's hand. Mrs. Leno immediately shifted away, discomfort clear. Uncle Benny noticed and glanced at Oliver, who appeared absorbed in his cartoon. "I'll be brief," Uncle Benny said. He stood and gently gestured for the Lenos to step aside. They followed without a word, stopping at a corner where Oliver could watch but not hear. Facing the couple, Uncle Benny spoke firmly. "I know it isn't really my place, but for the sake of that child," Uncle Benny said, pointing at Oliver, "your constant fights must stop. I'm not a marriage counselor, and I won't tell you whether to stay together, but you are hurting him. Either resolve your issues or part ways, but never from your child. Please, help him. If you truly love him, make the right choice." The Lennons exchanged a look, then nodded. "We'll try," Mr. Leno said. "Thank you," Mrs. Leno added quietly. "We haven't been thinking about Oliver enough." Uncle Benny nodded and left. The following week passed without the usual sounds of fighting. Neighbors noticed the calm. Weeks later, still nothing. Uncle Benny hoped his words had made a difference. One Saturday morning, while jogging, Uncle Benny ran into Mrs. Leno. "It feels right," for me, for Oliver, she said. We separated, and I can see the change in Oliver. He's cheerful again. He laughs. He talks more. My husband and I are at peace with our decision. We almost damaged him, but now we've done the right thing. Later that evening, a knock came at Uncle Benny's door. Oliver stood there, holding a packet of cookies. My mom said, "This is for you," he said. Uncle Benny smiled and accepted them. As Oliver skipped away, he thought of that night when he had spoken to the Lenos. Their decision had been influenced by his words, and it had truly made a difference. As Uncle Benny ate the cookies, he felt a wave of relief. Hopefully, the boy would heal, and sometimes that was all that mattered. Keep enjoying the episodes of Uncle Benny at unclebenny.wordpress.com.